Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be explaining some of the advanced topics. Mostly I'm going to be focusing on like parent and child classes, and yeah, let's jump right into it. I like to keep things short and simple and like to the point, so I'm going to do the best that I can without, screwing up. So to start, I'm using the shopper class, and we have our private variables. As I said before in the other video, I'm just going to go over it again. We got the private variables because we don't want people getting hold of our information, our data. So we make those private so people can't access them without being able to get it through this class. And so right here we got the shopper constructor, and this is just going to set the default values for these instance variables. And then here we got our setters and our getters for our variables. And the setters set the variables, and getters get the variables, which this returns a variable, and this sets it in the whatever object that you're calling the setter or getter. It changes it or prints out that information for that object. And so what's in here is not as important as what I'm doing here. So I put a shopper2 class, which extends shopper, which means this class, the shopper2, is a child class of shopper. So in here, I created the default constructor. I just put it in here. Both the setters and getters, they all have super dot set newsletter. And just a quick explanation. So right here, it says set name, and then it takes in a string. And this string n is, I'm going to put this into the set name for the super class, which is the parent class here. So when you call shopper2 dot set name, or whatever the object is, dot set name, as we see down here, guy dot set name. If we created shopper2 named in a variable name, object named guy, and I put set name guy. So what this is going to do is it's going to take that string for the name, and it's going to put it into here, which is going to do set name for the superclass, which is shopper. So it's going to put it in here. And this is going to set the name to guy. And so it does this for all these. It does it for the get name. It's just returning the super.get name, which basically it just takes the code and what the parent class does, and it does it for this method, whatever's calling it, because it's the child class is inheriting this code when you put this in here, super dot, and then whatever method you want. So you could mess up if you put like super dot set newsletter for the set name and set name for the set newsletter. It would still work, but you wouldn't get what you want. So you got to be careful with that kind of stuff. But it's basically that's a quick rundown of that, and I just kind of did some like fun little examples right here. I printed out, or I made this little for loop, and if I was even, printed out it's even, and then I changed this the set items purchased. I changed the number of items purchased to I, and then I printed it out so you guys could see. And if it was odd, I did the same thing. So as we see here, you guys can't really see that. There. Okay, so I is even. Then it was set to 0. I is odd. It was set to 1. I is even. Set to 2, etc., etc., etc. And then so I'm gonna run this again because it's kind of fun. I put an input in here, asking what the shopper's name was. And to do this, all you gotta do is just import java.util.scanner, and then you create the scanner. Add name name scan because it's kind of easy to just scan stuff named scan. And system in. So right here, I created the string and I scanned the next line. So when we run this, it'll do all the fun number stuff, and it'll print this, and then it'll scan the next line. So I could put, I don't know, let's do David again. We enter that, and then it puts it into input, the string variable. And then we use that variable to set the name, guy's name, David. And then we print out guy's name, which is now David. So yeah. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I just wanted to mention some kind of vocabulary. The parent class is known as the abstract class, and right here when we use this super, this right here, the super dot, and then method, um, that's called polymorphism. So I just wanted to add.